Thomas, it's good to see you. So much for international break in the end. It was all rather eventful, wasn't it? We'll start with Daniel Levy stepping down. I think it was a bit of a shock to most of the football world. Was it the same for you internally? How did it all play out?
No, it's also a big surprise for me. Of course, I was told a little bit before it was announced, but that still it came very sudden, very very quick in every aspect. So yeah, I worked together now with Daniel for 3 months. Enjoyed that. I think I owe him a lot. I think the legacy he has or have here at Spurs is fantastic, and it's such an incredible job. I think he's done in many ways. He's been here for 24 years. He really been a big part of changing the club. And I think the two biggest thing he leaves is this world-class training center, and of course world-class stadium. So those two, to have those two to stand on as a foundation is incredible. So we can really build something for the future that's hopefully going to be even better and bigger and more hopeful. So no, and then the next thing he's, the main guy that actually appointed me. So I definitely, I really appreciate of what he has done.
Yeah, you mentioned there, of course, he played a massive part in your appointment and the legacy that he leaves behind physically, as you've mentioned, and all the work he's done over the years. You're quite disappointed in some ways that it was only a matter of months in the end that you've overlapped.
Yeah. You can say that. You've definitely been on course for a long relationship with Daniel. That was the plan. That was my idea. But in life and football, things happen, things change, and then you need to move on. And it is tomorrow against West Ham. It will be business as usual. As a game, hugely important game against our London rivals that we need to do our best to try to win. And then there's focus on that. And it is quite remarkable how quick the world actually just moves forward. So this is the first press conference I just had, first interview I just had, and after that things will just move forward.
Yeah.
So.
No, life comes that you fast in football, doesn't it? Before we get onto the game, I just wanted then day to day, how much things have changed since Daniel has stepped down. Presumably now it's Vinay, Johan, yourself. Has there been a shift? I suppose, is there a different kind of leadership style that you're feeling already?
I would say, I think I don't know this, but I guess one of the reasons for getting Vinay in was he should be on top of, let's say, the sporting and the football department, like the day-to-day leader of everything. So I already had a lot of one-to-one interactions with Vinay as the boss, if you can say it so. Then of course a lot of interaction with Johan. He's a technical director, so we speak a lot of football, of course. And then of course on top of that there was Daniel. That was very integral part of everything. But a big thing was, of course, with the transfer window. So now that's closed. Now we move forward. So I think the day-to-day wouldn't be as much with Daniel. I think it's probably more for Vinay and Johan, I would say, every day. I could imagine it's a bigger change, and a lot of other people he's worked with for a long time, a bigger day-to-day change. For me, a little less. For me a little less.
On to this weekend, I suppose, with this new structure now formally in place. My understanding is that there will be representatives from the Lewis family at the game this
tomorrow.
Weekend.
Okay.
Yes. How important is it to you? Does it add this kind of extra onus maybe on the game that you want to now start this new era really positively?
No, I think it's you want the owners to be happy. You want the owners to be proud of the club. So of course it will be fantastic to start with a win tomorrow. That's the aim and that's the plan. But if I'm honest, it's no matter who's the owner of the club, we want to win tomorrow. We want to win for the fans. So of course we like to make them happy as well. But I think it's also fair to say that the games we play is for the fans. They're the main part.
Onto the football stuff. No Dominic Solanke this weekend, unfortunately. I just wondered what your plan is for him. Prior to coming to Spurs, he had a really good injury record. That has shifted since he's been here. Do you have a plan for him to try and get the most out of him at this club? And I do wonder, on deadline day, how much his fitness status influenced the signing of Kudus in the end.
First and foremost, I have a big plan with Dominic. I really like him as a player. I thought he had a fantastic season, the last season in Bournemouth. Really impressive, not only numbers in terms of goals and assists, but also his overall performance, his overall game. I'm really pleased about. So big plans. Unfortunately, he's out with an injury that's a little bit irritating. We just miscaught the ball, so it gave a little problem in the ankle. I'm not too concerned long term with it. I don't think it'll be that long, if I'm honest, in that sense. And the last day of transfer window, no, it's nothing to do with that. We wanted an extra offensive player in because we think that's important.
With the offensive players, I know you have said sometimes that can be quite challenging as a coach, or I think problematic was the word you used, in that it's that imbalance sometimes in the squad when you have a lot of forward players that you need to keep rotating, keeping happy. Now that you've got him in the building, you know a bit more about him and his personality. How do you see that working with Dominic, with Richarlison, as a group, as a striking unit?
Yeah, I think the good thing is that especially Kudus can play to both sides as a winger. Richie can play to the left as well. I will not be too much against to play with two strikers sometimes, either end up game or start games. I've done that in the past. So for me, it's to have enough weapons, find the best team with the best players on the pitch. And of course, that I will be searching a little bit for the next couple of probably months to find that. Hopefully, I find it as quick as possible, but that will be a little bit working process. Completely normal, I'm learning every day about the players.
I guess you got Xavi Simons in there as well. He's a player that he's a name, isn't he? I think people know he's got a lot of potential. You have a great history of turning players into accomplished Premier League players. How do you see that happening with him?
I really like him as a player. I think he got a top potential. I think despite his relatively young age, he's performed very well the last 3 years. 2 years in Leipzig with good numbers, goals and assists and performances. The year before in PSV with incredible numbers. Played Champions League, so he got quite a good experience. But of course, he needs to develop. He needs to add next layers. Everyone can develop, and especially when you're 22 years old, there's a lot that you can learn.
You've touched on it already. It's about finding the combination now with all these amazing attacking players, isn't it? You're always very clear with your messaging around matches. With this West Ham game, just if you can, take us inside a little bit about where your thinking is at with this combination of players, what you really need to see this weekend, particularly where perhaps you lacked a bit against Bournemouth in those attacking areas.
We lacked a little bit more than a little bit. We didn't perform well against Bournemouth. Bournemouth did very well, big praise to them. That of course we looked into and worked very hard to hopefully be more attacking and creating much more dangerous situations and chances, and hopefully score goals. So I think what we didn't do well enough, we didn't play enough behind, for example, against Bournemouth throughout the game. And I also think sometimes in situation you can have very nice patterns, you can have very nice ideas, but sometimes the players need to do something a little bit out of the blue to make a good action. So clearly be sharper on the patterns, play enough behind, and then also perform a bit better.
Can you coach that moment out the blue, or is it something verbal you just have to remind the players of?
I think depending what we say coaching, because it's also a little bit take the ball forward.
Right.
Come on, you're so good.
So it's more of a verbal instruction.
Yes, verbal, and also boost a little bit the confidence. Here, if you're turned, run forward. Run at them, go 1v1. So I think that, and then hopefully set up some structures and some patterns that helps them.
It's going to be an emotional game, you know that. It's one that means a lot to the fans. We get the impression, Mohamed Kudus in particular, there'll be a lot of noise around him this weekend, obviously with his return to West Ham. Are you the kind of manager that will talk to him one-on-one about that? Or with the relationship you've got with him so far, can you see you can just trust him to deal with the occasion? How do you see it?
No, of course, I'll just, how can you say, briefly speak with him about it. I think he is... I agree there will be very intense atmosphere tomorrow. I, of course, fully expect that the West Ham fans will be on top of him. The good thing is he's not 21, he's 25 years old. He tried quite a bit, also playing for his country, and a big role there. And I think no matter, but I also think everyone is human. Everyone can get affected. But I'm also a big believer, the best thing a football player can do is focus on your job. So with Mo, just focus on taking players on, focus on what should he do in the pressure. Just stay in that performance mood or whatever. Then everything will be fine.
It's the start of a busy period, isn't it? With the other competitions coming in, the Champions League in particular. How much are you looking forward to standing on that touchline inside Spurs' magnificent stadium, hearing that music? Have you thought about
it? Yes, not too much, because I really try to stay in the moment. But I know Sunday morning when I wake up, I will start to look forward to it. And I know, of course, on the day, it is special. I've never tried that before. It's a special Champions League song, whatever you call it. And as you say, inside the fantastic stadium at Tottenham Hotspur is incredible. It's going to be a fantastic experience. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, and I suppose this is why you took the job, right? I know you've said one of the biggest challenges you have is trying to make it work across all these different competitions, and not putting too much into one competition and letting yourselves lack elsewhere. How much are you looking forward to that challenge now that it's here?
Massive. That would be a fantastic challenge, and it is the classic. I think it's two tracks. So one where we really take one game at a time. You can't look too far ahead. It's laser focus tomorrow. Do everything we can to win. Okay, debrief, recover, boom, the next game. And then have that little long-term view where you try to plan or be aware that we are playing, as I say, keep saying 60 games across the season. So now we're playing 7 games in 3 weeks. So incredible. So how can we take good decision that is not only for the first game, but also for the next games?
And do you feel you've got the tools, you've got the players to succeed across all formats now that the window's shut?
Yeah, I think we've got good squad, good players, determined players. Yeah.
All right, well, best of luck with it all. We look forward to this weekend.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks
Thank
for your
you.
time.